Давайте на всякий случай предупрежу. А правда сейчас у нас в зале
Is it?
училки?
We've got teachers here. Yeah,
Правда вы не обижаетесь на слово
mostly
училки?
teachers. Teach.
Я просто всегда говорю, что если ученикам так
So
нас
if
можно называть, то мы сами себя точно
it's
можем. Да? Так что,
How the kids call us. So, so it's going to be more of a professional conversation.
Значит так. У нас наше свидание сегодняшнее, третье и заключительное состоится.
So this is our third session made up of two
Поскольку тут 50
parts.
минут приблизительно, потом получасовой перерыв,
50 minutes and then a break
на то, чтобы про разное поговорить. Значит, мы
to
можем...
talk about different things.
То есть не так. Я хотел бы построить это
So
следующим образом.
how I would like
В
to
первой
run
части
it
я
is as
всегда вам
follows.
теорию.
I'm going to give you a bit of theory during the first part of my presentation, not to spend the whole time chatting. So now we're going to stray into theory. So there was a lot of feedback. People wanted me to talk about my school, which I will do after I've answered your questions. But we'll start by addressing a bit of theory. You won't believe it, but we are going to be talking about the teaching process. So don't think that I'm only good at jokes. A question to you. One small announcement. We will be talking about the teaching process from the perspective of the subject, basically, of the students. So when we using my language, what we call informal education, how we go about formalizing it. So my question to you is as follows. My dear friends, please, both of you who wish to volunteer, somebody shows up when a new person comes to your classroom. What's at play here? So from So there is no difference. I'm talking about a student, a child. Okay, I'm a child. If you want to call me, I'm a school child. I walk into a classroom. Okay, now it's under renovation. You said, what do you mean? The classroom. Okay, the desks. What do they look like? How this new kid is received, no one is looking at him. Okay, he just has walked into the classroom. The weather, the kind of mood that he's in, okay, I agree. Which foot he got off on from out of bed, so it's okay. I'm already quite awake. So is it okay? Temperature, cold or warm in the classroom. How it smells, okay. How many people he sees inside? Okay, you hit the bullseye. I'm going to consolidate all this and use the term atmosphere to refer to it. So those of you who can't see, I'm actually writing the word atmosphere. Okay. I think you're quite right, my dear friends. I'm affected by a variety of factors. The color of the walls, the smell, the temperature, certainly the lighting inside the classroom, and so many things. It is also quite amazing. It indeed is amazing because we've all seen that all these factors are at play and are really affecting the child. But amazingly enough, those factors mostly get overlooked. I don't really know how it happens, but I'm not going to draw any big sweeping generalizations. I understand that people make varying perspectives, but often it's a newcomer and he comes into the classroom, or she takes a seat, and then the teaching begins. But I'm going to throw things at you, and if you disagree, you just respond immediately. So, how shall I put it? Whenever a newcomer walks into the classroom, they feel uncomfortable, don't they? Sometimes even anxious, sometimes feeling frightened. Remember our first day here. Yes, we are all colleagues, and it is a secure collegial environment. But the question, okay, am I wearing the right clothes? Is it okay if I look at other people? Can I sit next to this woman? Am I smelling good? So it's irrespective of how many times I've been in this environment. This is how it starts every day. So every day, and then you are confronted with situations when you feel sort of frozen, paralyzed. So it's something that it does happen every once in a while. So you made a very valid point. There's a variety of factors that are affecting the newcomer. But then, again, we do not take those factors into account. So remember my first talk, how we were taught, you shut up, you listen to me, follow my lead, something like this, yeah? Now, okay, other than those moments when there's silence in the classroom and there's noise in the classroom, this is a sign of what? Of work, of interest. So those, no, I'm going to remind you. So a friend comes to see you on a Friday night, and you sit down to have a glass of wine, and you go, you will only speak when spoken to. This kills the entire conversation. If it's a friendly conversation, you don't need to raise a hand to be allowed to speak. So when it's, we go like this and like discussing, like it kind of rumbling away incessantly. So this is a more advanced stage. So, okay, let us assume, speaking about atmosphere, let's assume that for whatever reason you have some values. If you want to, when you enter, if you want the silence to fall, strip dancing, yes, it could work, but I'm not going to let you stray in that, because like to throw something that will surprise people. It's not that the same things will surprise people to the same extent. So, okay, I'd like... Okay, you keep silent yourself. Okay, I will lead you out of these woods. Look, we're very important people, but let's get ourselves out of the picture. The teacher is not a strip dancer. She does not keep silence. She does not hiss at the kids. How do you make them go silent using atmosphere when you enter? You can bribe them. Yes, it works. Yeah, you can use the whip. You can make a deal. You can set some ground rules with your kids, and they will work and will be enforced if you involve the kids in setting those rules, and they will understand what it is that you expect from them. Knowing that what is expected of them, they will comply. Let me help you. Recall a situation. You will be amazed at how simple it is. You know this. I feel a little embarrassed. It's like it's a secret that you all know. When does it happen? When you come into the classroom and silence falls, without any agreements, any deals.
Ну давай, как это бывает другим способом?
How does it not? How it normally when there's something that surprises
Девчонки, я не
everyone.
верю.
Girls, I don't
Ну
believe you.
интересно, но я же не знаю, что тебе интересно.
Look, what's okay? Well, you come in with something interesting. Okay, stop this at once. Okay, you can scare them into silence. It's okay. It's 90% of cases. So I go into the classroom and I fall silent, or I lower my voice. Come up with something. Silence basically encourages silence. One very low sound. What kind of sound? You still want to put the teacher in the middle. Whispering. Yeah, I will share some situations with something that's always worked. In my case, I always fall silent. And when there's jazz playing and there's like dimmed lighting, and this is, let me give you a very simple example. It's about atmosphere. This is where it all begins. It is only the starting point of our conversations about how those factors behind the process actually direct the process. Sound, lighting. It's even a teacher stripped naked will not work as well on the kids as this ambience. I had a math teacher, and I grew up and I was studying at a sort of gangster school. They wanted to elicit our interest. She would come in, and I'm going to show you something. She would say every once in a while, and everyone giggled, and she never ended up showing us anything, but she was going out of her way to win our attention. It is funny and it is cool when the process starts sort of running itself. I'm going to speak about things that are no news to you. Okay, how you organize your class, fortunately or unfortunately, okay. Why do we, whenever we study and you do not shake your head, so you're seated like this, why, okay, watching with your eyes glued to the back of the other person's head. So this is, why are they sitting like this? Not to get distracted from the teacher. Okay, bravo. Great. It is atmospherically conditioned or determined. It's not a matter of discipline. They have been put in such an ambience, in such an environment where they feel constrained, where they feel constricted, just, okay, don't turn your head or something, even without me even thinking about this. It really begins to work. Now, in this situation, you go, let's build open education. In this environment, it is impossible. When it becomes possible, let me steal your talk, it's how, whenever they've picked their own setting. This is what now happens sometimes in universities and in some schools. I'm here because I'm interested. In most other cases, the atmosphere works against us. I would like to share a story, probably the first lesson that I remember. I was in sixth form or something, and the headmaster asked me to teach fifth formers, and this was a biology class. And remember those pictures lining the walls in a biology classroom, and I played the role as in a bad Hollywood movie. Don't look at those pictures. I'm at the center of this. What's going on here? So the skeleton was drawing everyone's attention. And so during this lesson, I need to ensure that the atmosphere becomes supportive. So try and play with it. That's how this as in a lounge with jazz music and dim lights, or take a seat somewhere where the students do not expect you to sit. Maybe not at a desk, not in the conventional way. This could help structure the process differently. Maybe I could structure my environment to get the ball rolling and the teaching material to circulate of itself. So I will give you an example, tell you a story. There was a girl, and then she came up with a great story. It was like a kind of bookstore atmosphere where the people come in and they pick up a book and begin to read, and with dimmed lighting and light music, and then everyone is reading and the teacher is sort of walking around. What did she do wrong? She never opened the book. All the books were closed. So, look, this is impossible. But that's how our teaching process actually occurs. This is an invitation. It's like theater. And it's people come in and take their seats. This is how it works. I'm not going to burden you with more of the same. It's atmosphere. It's a multifaceted story with so many factors at the same time. It will help me to feel a little more at ease, a little more comfortable, maybe different reasons why I am in the classroom. Maybe this is the hottest girl that I've seen that's in this classroom, but I'm so scared I can't see her. Maybe there is something really cool that's going to happen. The teacher is the best teacher in the world. But when I feel frightened, I do not notice, I fail to appreciate this. So one of the tricks is to give me some clue about what I'm doing here. Okay, let's go on. No. Okay, let's assume I walk into a classroom and I was scared, but then I had supporting atmosphere, there's the nice smell, dim lights, so I began to feel more relaxed. What do I put here? What am I going to think about? What am I going to do? What will entertain me? Don't give me the right answers. If you've read the book, try to get a feel of this. Try and articulate. It's you shout louder. Just check the rules of the game. What's permissible, what isn't, where I can sit in this new setting. What am I doing here? Why am I here? Do I feel like staying? Okay, you're all right. You're all 100% of you. You're right. At the time when I actually unfreeze and when I start to feel harmony with myself, that's when my genuine interest is born. And it's a big maybe at this very moment. It's genuine interest. Okay, I start noticing, okay, this girl over there is really hot. Okay, is this coffee free? I forgot to congratulate my gran on her birthday. Look, wait, oh look, this teacher is quite hot too. Something is, I have something on my seat. Okay, and it's some kind of personal, genuine interest that may not be related to the subject being taught. But it is my interest. It is when I feel comfortable, it gives me freedom to think about what is important to me, which is very cool. Going back to that story about the girl's story of this bookshop, I need to feel safe and secure to look into the book in front of me, or maybe sit in a corner and engage in something that I feel comfortable doing. So, do you wish to ask a question at this point? But if you just sit like people with good manners, that is a lecturer, I'm going to take a lot of notes, you will walk away with, it's if you want to make a good impression, you already have. So just make sure that this message sinks in. Okay, you just... So whenever I have this kind of genuine interest, I talk. What do I talk about? So why did you deceive me that you'd got it right about genuine interest? So you'll make it. So as your teachers once told you, yeah, I can see you can do it. So bring back in your memory when you felt comfortable and peaceful. So what is this lesson about? So what kind of impressions? Everyone has their own. Okay, I'll help you. What is the most interesting subject in the world? It's me, it's myself. The most interesting subject in the world is about me. And it is through this prism that I'll be happy to engage in communication, put it to the test, respond, argue. This lies at the heart of this model. I am the most interesting subject of all. So if I love masochism, something, so it's like, okay, I didn't get the reference. Maybe I'm not feeling comfortable. Wait a minute. I think I understand your point. Just one step forward. Let's test it. Let's call it the I stage, and it's sort of in the middle. This is when any person, participant or student, when they are prepared to look inward. And maybe we'll answer your question now. When I'm speaking about myself, what am I talking about? My desires, my concerns, my needs. So anything other than spiritual, anything comes to mind? Something that I would like to talk about, but I'm afraid of. My feelings, my experiences, my interests. What sets me apart from people around me? My everything. Everything works. Everything is part of the picture. It is my everything. I'm going to add something here now. My literature, my maths, my calendar, my everything. This is highly symptomatical, and it made you laugh when I said the word maths. So whenever I'm speaking about myself, the conversation about myself through the prism of myself is a value in and of itself. If I'm prepared to explore myself through my feelings, through my concerns, through my affections, through my everything, if I remember during my first talk, so we we explore the question of why go to school. It's to explore the world. If I'm here to explore myself and the teach can help me do this, because it is valuable, and I can explore myself using a variety of tools, this provides me with the reason of why I'm stuck here. I'm going to revisit this, but I'm going to ask you if you have any questions. I'm going to start from the beginning. I came to this classroom. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't know what I was doing there, and I felt horrible and everything. And then there were so many factors that affected me and the teachers, and they helped me learn to interact with those factors, and I began to feel comfortable, and I had the daring to express my genuine interest, and I found some answers. So, do you agree that there can be any answers to the question, what am I doing? Anything could potentially work to answer the question. Any question. Here in front of me, I see a very hot girl. This place smells excellent. People are cracking great jokes here. Okay, I love maths also, but anything that is centered on genuine interest, and genuine interest flows into the I phase, the I stage. It's any context in which you use the word I. It's not we all want. We don't like this, but I love this, I love that. I'm prepared to share myself with you. I'm prepared to interact with you. Look, now, we've been talking about this is my maths, my literature, my this, my that. And I'm going to introduce for the first time my teacher into the picture. We are only halfway through, but I must tell you that this process actually works irrespective of whether it is a teacher or a student. Let me give you a very simple example. Okay. Let's assume a certain teacher has worked for 20 years, and she has four classes, and they're going to discuss Yevgeny Onegin and the correspondence between Yevgeny Onegin and Tatiana. And which is his subject? It's the 80th time. You must have forgotten the multiplication. So Sue's teaching. She's done it for 20 years, and 4 classes at a time. It makes you want to commit suicide having to do this again. Probably it is a feeling shared by her class too. But if it were to work like this, we're going to proceed from what is her own genuine interest. Okay, this teacher comes to school and goes, look, I'm going to explore my own relationships with male/female partners. The question to you, teachers: will Yevgeny Onegin work for this? Absolutely. The correspondence between Yevgeny and Tatiana. This story is not about their kids. So I'm not here to talk to you about how I'm shagging with my husband. No, it's something that I'm exploring because this is my genuine interest, which I am exploring through this subject. Can you imagine what it would be like, a literature class? So I just made this teacher think about what she is doing here in this classroom. And they're going to max out on this scale. Yeah, this is about relationships. It's about my partnerships, and I simply can use Pushkin as a bottle opener. And yes, any questions to this point? Microphone. I'm going back now, once again. Now you were nodding, but so we seem to have established that the most interesting subject is the me subject, is the I subject, irrespective of race, age, or anything. Any I, any me, is it is the most important subject of all. Why are you talking to me now? It is because at this very moment you are expressing yourself, your sense of self. Okay, the most exciting subject is about myself. Now, if we speak about how to encourage interest, okay, a friend comes to see you. I'm going to tell you about my bugger of a husband. Why should you be interested? Because maybe this is something that's the same with you. Catharsis. You remember how catharsis is defined? Catharsis is the sense of fear coupled with compassion. It's fear with compassion. It's out of which my sense of self is born. So it's with a bit of professionalism. But if you can do it, if you come to see me and you tell me, Dima, today is your day. Give me at least one reason why I should say no to you. Unless you want to find out about my private life or something. So, why do I keep nagging you? We need to find the answer to the question why. This is the connecting point. This is the magic powder. It's something you can't really learn this. I will learn this if I understand why I need this. If the only reason why I'm doing it is just to get punched in the nose, I do not have motivation. But if I can relate to some past experience of situations that I've enjoyed, so mathematics is part and parcel of philosophy because it helps me understand myself in a better way. This is how interest works. Just one more example. Once upon a time, I came up with a technology called Kefebidraj. So it's a lot of participants and it's a semi-literary environment. It's styled as a cafe with dishes being served, and I had about 100 kids aged 12 through 15. There's a big audience with music playing, and I need to tell you what it was about. It was the Tower of Babylon. You remember the story about? It was remember the story how the people wanted to build a very high tower, and the second was the song "Imagine" by John Lennon. It's actually the same story told backwards from destruction to construction. So it's like how everyone loves one another. The Beatles and John Lennon playing, and the kids are simply just hanging around, and my pedagogical ego is growing, swelling basically. Okay, am I not good? I think I did something. And I was just like, in the feet of my narcissism, a girl aged 13 comes up to me and asks, Dima, can I leave? And my ego deflates, and okay, I'm a humanist, okay. You don't have to stay, shouldn't have been born in the first place, unless you can say, okay, but what can I do about it? And I keep walking around in sorrow. I have failed. I can't elicit interest from a child. And this girl comes back, and she brings back 2 great drawings about the the Tower of Babel and the song Imagine. What I had forgotten to bring pens. So actually, the girl had been actually interested in, but it's just that the teacher had failed. She didn't want to. She ended up in a small group, but she wanted to respond to this. 15 minutes left at the end of this. She wanted to hang around with the others, but she was never provided with the right tools. So here, what am I writing here? What belongs here? Okay, my atmosphere, I understand my genuine interest, I understand that it's important for myself, I start speaking about myself. So indirectly, through some other subjects and self-realization, I started discussing the material. Then what? This is a lesson, this is a school lesson. Creation. What's creation? Well, you're creating something. So I have to marry you because I'm an honest man. Look, what's your name? Ilona says creation. I will pick a different word. I will use the word expression. Okay, it's the word written here is expression. Opening up. This is the most creative phase. I'm not learning Pushkin. I'm trying it on. I'm trying on this new knowledge. This new knowledge. I'm actually internalizing it. This new knowledge. Let me. Okay, my favorite example. So. Imagine we're discussing the theory of relativity by Einstein. Some understand E equals mc squared. Somebody, it's gobbledygook, it doesn't mean anything to me, like myself. Some letters, some notations, some numbers, but I don't have a clue. But if somebody does understand this, how it works, just one more semi-decent joke while we are on the subject about the theory of relativity. It's not a joke, okay, it's an anecdote in the sense. Einstein, when he had published the theory of relativity, somebody came, a journalist, approached him. It's okay, let's remove this. It's for a very simple journal or newspaper. Can you just put it in simple language? How do I put it in simple terms? If you are spending time with a girlfriend, your eternity is like a second. But if you sit with your bare buttocks on a hot oven, then a second will seem like a whole eternity for you. It's like I'm just trying to entertain you, but it's people. I didn't know anything about the theory of relativity. When I walked with my daughter into a museum in Jerusalem, it was like something that looked like a model. And it struck me, and I just walked into it, and I can use so many entry points. It's like, okay, I will not want you to write down formulae. Okay, maybe jokes. Maybe if you want to study planets, maybe you want to explore how time flows differently on Mars versus Earth. That's why we call this opening up or discovery. And the last phase. This is the very last phase. Okay, impress me now. Impress your teacher. Okay. A reproduction. I'm not. I don't want you to guess the word. I just want you to guess the concept. Creation. We are past that point now. How does this process end? What do you mean adaptation? Enjoyment. It's okay. This is the end point. Evaluation by others. No, we're going to address evaluation in the second part of my talk. Acceptance. Okay, what does it mean? Acceptance. Okay, you think about how you would define it. Okay, I'll throw a simple question at you. Okay, Pushkin, you remember Yevgeny Onegin by Pushkin? I walk into my classroom without a clue about what I was doing there. I felt quite anxious, and the best teacher in the world created a very enabling and relaxing atmosphere, and I began to realize what I was doing there, and I felt so at ease that I wanted to recite poems, and I felt that I was going to find some answers to my questions through Pushkin. I started hanging out with people. I started citing his verses, and I found out so much about me through him, and I learned two passages by heart, and then wait a minute, I close the book and I put it back and I say, never again. Has acceptance taken place? No, these are all great answers, dear friends. Why am I going to give it up to somebody else? Look, okay, I understand you. I will just share a different view, a different perspective, and you will put it to the test. Acceptance is when it's basically when you internalize this material, it becomes part of you. But what part of me? It's none of a business how students internalize this. It's the word enjoyment. It's actually they are not supposed to love Pushkin, but at least they know why they're not getting a kick out of Pushkin. Maybe they prefer Byron. And that kid goes never again, but at least he knows which shelf it sits on if he ever needs to pick it up. Now, we're going back to this humanistic to democratic education. I can't take responsibility for his or her feelings. So, if they end up saying Pushkin is cool, okay, I share the view, but they are free people. In other words, we have run full circle. Look, we've run full circle to square one. I've been enjoying this, this lesson is just getting out of my way. I was so elated. I was so happy. I knew what was going on. I could tell Pushkin's style from Lermontov's style. Excellent. Thank you, teach. So long. See ya. Look, you test why you think there was no acceptance? It was good, great, fat acceptance, but maybe not the way we imagined it. And it's actually, it happens. The reverse of this. Look, we can, if you like, we can go into this. Aren't you interested? It's like as if the kids simply must love what I love. No, but I use you to test this. Why do I think this is valuable? Because I think this dramatically increases the value of our profession, because it is this very moment that we embrace interpersonal professional tools, not only interpersonal tools. We don't wish to make the kids love our subject. No, we are paid to do a very different job. We need to equip the students with tools to put things to the test so that they do not go asking questions, why do I need history, why do I need physics? We need to help them see that answer and as something evident, otherwise we are bound. We are completely constricted. Any questions? Let me teach you something good. I do not use the word children, use the word people. You will be amazed at how the whole discourse is going to change. People are different. Thank you for your question. Look, it's you are pushing the ball to the pocket, as in pool. Look, this can be a day, this can be a month, this can be an academic year, or a term. This is actually a model to go by when planning a night with your partner. actually, this takes up a lot of time. Why? Because it's somebody who sees you for the first time. It's quite a challenge to create an atmosphere that will encourage them to open up. So I think that all those lessons that, okay, line up and then take your seats, this, you're killing it. You've killed it. Because this requires a lot of prep work. And actually, sometimes I use myself as an example, because I've been working with kids, with people of all ages for years. And I walk into a classroom, I'm sure you've experienced it. Oh, okay. You look fabulous. Look what it. I'm just loving your earrings. Something. Look, and this is where this throws us. This projects us straight into this phase. Okay, I played this theatrically, not very genuinely. But if you have a good relationship, it really works. Thank you for your question. Unless we've completed this stage, we just can't hop into opening up. Because that's how we respond. Aren't you interested? No, you were not interested because you haven't made me so. I could become interested only if I begin to understand how this relates to my life, to my past experiences, to my past knowledge. Did I answer your question? Okay, we've got 5 minutes left. Okay. What did I promise? That I would forgive you 3 times. I forgive you for what you're going to do tonight at home and in a month's time at your summer house. So I feel I'm really, whenever I've helped open up, look, I didn't get any of it, sorry. Look, let me do it again. Look, I'm just following up, I'm just clarifying. I agree with you, you don't have to be. So I did not understand, so you put I in the middle. I said, okay, stop reflecting, just ask a question. Okay, a question. Okay. And just to clarify something through this question, I am comfortable when I walk into the classroom, or I'm uncomfortable speaking about the atmosphere. Yes. A genuine interest. Comfortable and comfortable. I don't want to argue with you, but look, if I understand you, then it's a yes in your language. But the chances of you feeling uncomfortable, quote unquote, are very high when you walk through the doors. Okay, but is it yes or no? Is it, okay, yes. You want a yes? It's a yes. Okay. Is it really worth building a personal relationship, an extracurricular relationship with your students? Like go camping together, go to the movies. I'll tell you what I think about it and then again, it's torture me if you do not get the point. If this part of your teaching, if this part of your teaching process, it's certainly yes. But camping, it's not personal. It's a function. You are a function. If you take them camping, you're a tool. It's not upbringing. This is the parents' job. I don't really know this word. I don't really understand what it means. We nourish one another. So I impart things that are valuable to me to other people. Wait a minute, honey. It's such strong emotions. How do you wish to nourish me? I don't want you to nourish me. Is it okay if I don't need your nourishment, that you are relegated to just being a function? Look, I'm not arguing with you, but whenever teachers, I'm not throwing this stone at you. Look, that is a process. We are teaching them things that are important. I think it's a pedophile talking. There's something wrong with this. Look, wait a minute. We are tools. We are instruments. This is not a bad. This is not a bad word. I am a tool myself, but I can't be held responsible. The worst situation is whenever a student falls in love with me, with you as a teacher. It's actually, yeah, I'm only human, but it's kind of great to see so many eyes glued to you, but we've got to stay professional. So whether to take the kids camping, it's a yes if you want to do it. If you feel that it is helping you in achieving 1, 2, 3, 4, whether it's okay to invite the kids to your summer house, something, it's a no, because you need to keep distance. You don't start shouting now. Not just yet. If you have failed to elicit a genuine interest, if maybe for psychological reasons, give me a specific example. Okay, let us assume that a certain person is fixated on some subject and nobody else understands this subject, nobody else shares this. But that person is not interested in anything else. If we are professionals, so that person is mentally healthy, more or less. Yes, but that's what I'm referring to. But wait a minute. If we are talking about some mental disabilities, then it's a different subject. Then thank you. So it's you just shout. Okay. It's a great question. Those students who only want to mess it all up, they did not emerge out of thin air. It's with our colleagues. It's actually they have come to believe that school is an instrument of suppression. Somebody's planted this idea in their head. There is only one path. I understand there may be some extreme situations, but there is only one path in front of us. We need to make them change their mind. We can employ a variety of tools, including going camping together. Let me tell you a personal story, and then we'll be back to this in 30 minutes time. Okay, my personal story. I lived in Israel for quite a large number of years, and I was working in two schools. One was super elitist, and it's a kind of a Korchak type of teacher, back from the grave, reborn out of the ashes, or whatever. Sorry, it's bad jokes, but anyway, the second school was a completely unruly kind of gang type school, and I had theater there, and many of those kids were on file with the police, my students, and I still remember. I'm having goosebumps. This was my first lesson. So it was just gangsters, and I broke a sweat, and they were shouting and everything. And at the end of the lesson, and I slumped into my chair and I think, look, I'm a piece of shit. You know what? I screwed it up completely, and I felt so pissed at myself. Look, a girl walks in, and Dima, we've never had such a lesson. No, wait a minute. I'm not bragging or anything. It's just, I didn't take her word for it. Look, I'll tell you the truth. I thought it was a complete nightmare. No, she goes, everyone liked you so much. I will tell you what we do to teachers whenever we don't like them. Okay, go ahead. So and she goes, but look, we are like doctors. Our math teacher, we really hate her, and she came with a cup of coffee, And then she was asked because somebody was calling her on the phone, and everyone spat in her cup, and we stirred it, the spittle. And she came back and she drank out of her cup, and then we came clean. We told her what we had done. Look, what can we do? It's like those kids. I didn't want to sound like Luke from On the Bottom by Gorky. Not all kids are good. Not all people are good. People are different. It's super chauvinist to claim that all women are good, all kids are good. That is just plain wrong. Have you read The Evil Boy by Chekhov? Read it in during the break. Chekhov, The Evil Boy. It's a 2-pager. It's about an evil boy. There was a boy who was just evil. Children are different, but we are tools. You shouldn't. How if it is like this boy smells horrible and everything and spits in my coffee? You don't have to love him. You've got to use yourself as a tool to help that person live and have a reason to live during your class. Let's break for coffee. You'll tell us how all kids are good. And yeah.